Welcome to Math with EJD. Still talking about ecological evolutionary game theory. We'll be looking at animal behavior and cooperation. Okay. Let's start with animal behavior. Of course, that's based on the fact that evolutionary game theory is the application of game theory to biological populations, maybe plants, animals, and things like that, especially animals, right? And of course, we see that some of these behaviors can actually be adapted into sociological situations involving humans. All right, like concepts like cooperation or through altruism, competition, and all of those things can actually be considered. So, talking about animal behavior now, evolutionary game theory helps explain animal behaviors such as aggression. We looked at the idea of aggression in the hawk dove game, where we see the hawks as aggressive, and we see cooperation, which is very easy for a dove. And then we have ideas like territoriality, animals protecting their territory, territoriality. So these behaviors often evolve due to competition for resources and, of course, reproductive success, which is known as fitness in biology, reproductive success. So in a bid to have resources, you have all of these things happening, like, depending on what works in the particular context. So some animals may be aggressive in order to have in order to survive. And in some cases, they may need to cooperate if aggressiveness is not going to work, and they may have to protect their territory in some situations. So let's look at some examples. So imagine this example one, where we have territory defense. Territory defense. So in some species, males defend territories and the hawk the hawk dove game can explain the behavior. So a male may act as a hawk, and that is, of course, aggressive behavior. As a hawk, um, or a dove, which is passive or peaceful. So the costs of aggressive behavior, of course, which can be seen as fighting, determine how many males will adopt each strategy. So we have that example. Another example will be about altruism and kin selection. So here, the concept of kin selection is a form of cooperation where individuals help relatives to increase the survival of shared genes. So evolutionary game theory can model this, showing that cooperation can evolve if the benefits of helping relatives outweigh the costs to the helper. So we can see altruism happening if it yields a good result for everybody involved. So we can talk about cooperation in evolution also. So cooperation in evolution. So cooperative behavior where individuals benefit from working together is another key application of evolutionary game theory. Cooperation may arise through reciprocal altruism, that is helping others with the expectation of future help, or even kin selection, as mentioned before. Mm. Of course, we've talked a lot about the whole idea of prisoner's dilemma. An example of this now, prisoner's dilemma in animal cooperation. Okay, I guess I just want, let me go ahead and write that. The prisoner's dilemma in animal cooperation. So in some animal species, Hmm. cooperation can be modeled as a prisoner's dilemma. Where individuals face a choice between cooperating or defecting. Okay, if both cooperate, they both benefit. If both defect, both are worse off. So the evolution of cooperation depends on repeated interactions and the possibility of future interactions. So if interactions have gone on and you know both players have been very aggressive with themselves and they have lost a lot, over time they will learn to cooperate and just enjoy some benefits. So of course, a very good example of this scenario would be something like vampire bats that feed on the blood of other animals and they sometimes share their food with other bats in need. So this behavior can be modeled as reciprocal altruism, where the act of sharing benefits uh the helper in the long run as the recipient may return the favor in future. So that would be a very good example in this situation. And you know how that works actually. So the vampire bat, right, is confronted with the possibility of sharing or not sharing. Okay, let me just talk about that. Cooperation in vampire bats. Cooperation, cooperation in vampire bats. So first, vampire bats feed on the blood of other animals, and they sometimes share their food with other bats in need. So you see, this vampire bats can be they can choose to be hawkish or dovish depending on whatever they think is right. So this behavior can be modeled as reciprocal altruism, where the act of sharing benefits the helper benefits the act of sharing benefits the helper in the long run, as the recipient may return the favor in the future. So here we can have the payoff matrix for cooperation. Payoff. Okay, or better still, right? You see, the vampire bat has two strategies: to share and not to share. So share, not share. So it's basically the same kind of scenario with the prisoner's dilemma we've been talking about a lot in this series. So to share is to cooperate, not to share is to defect. So, and of course, the payoffs are the usual. If they both cooperate, they get 3-3 each. If one shares and the other does not share, you have 0-5. And then this is 5-0. And this is 1-1. So it's always excellent for both players to share. That's the kind of thing here. So in this case, right? In this case, in this case, cooperation can evolve if the bats interact repeatedly, ensuring that those who help those who help are more likely to receive help in return. So that's an idea on animal behavior in evolutionary game theory. So you see it linking up with the idea of prisoner's dilemma again. And at in the long run, cooperation is still the best bet, right? As you can see, that it benefits both parties. So after this, I'll be moving on to, I think, cooperative games or something like that. So stay tuned, hit the notification, subscribe and hit the notification button on all notifications so you can always get alerted each time a new video is released. Comment, let me know how well this is helping you. And also if you want me to teach a topic or solve a problem. And lastly, like and share so that more people can have access to this great learning. Till I come your way again, keep playing the game of life like a dove. And of course, fight when you need to fight. Bye.